I honestly, my personal self, I don't believe in God, but I believe there is an afterlife and there is something more precious to life than just doing everything.
So if you believe there's no God, but you believe there's an afterlife, how do you believe that?
How do I believe that? Because, bro, I do love them. Like, they're honestly deep and meaningful questions, and I love it. Bro, that is a good question, bro. That is a good question. And bro, you do. And, bro, there's nothing wrong with that.
Does God exist?
I feel like God exists in your beliefs. Like, some people believe, no, honestly, 100%, I feel like God exists if you believe he does. Everyone's different. No one's the same. Everyone has the same beliefs.
So we can have like millions of gods?
Yeah, everyone can have a God they want, and it's okay. It's okay who you believe. It's not wrong if you believe in God, and it's not wrong if you don't. That's the way people are these days. No one's gonna change for God. If you don't believe in God, you don't, and that's okay. No one has to crucify you for believing in him or not believing in him. That's it.
Okay, so what's your thoughts?
Since I've been growing up, I've always believed in God because I reckon there's an afterlife and he will either say, he will judge us, but like it won't be bad judgment. It'll be like, yo, this is your path you've chosen. Would you go again, choose a different path, or just stay in there heavenly, you know? I believe in heaven because if I pass away, I just want my family to know like I'll be upstairs looking over everyone because like I believe heaven believes and like, is real. Because I believe God's real too, 100%. I believe in God 100% and heaven's upstairs.
So you believe in one God?
One God, I don't judge people if they believe that there's another God, but I believe, like myself, there's one God, but like if everyone reckons there's another God, like, you know how Indians and Sri Lankans love other gods? Yeah. That's fine by me, but as long as they're praising someone upstairs, that's all right with me.
So as long as they're praising someone upstairs, so it doesn't matter who it is?
Yes and no. Yes and no, but like...
You're confusing me, man.
It's because some people will say they believe in God, but then they go down a path where it's just full of evil and they just treat people like badness and they're like, oh, my God doesn't like gays and all this other stuff. I believe that if you're in love, you're in love. And if you like love the man upstairs, then yo, that's the one, G, you know?
Okay. I hear you. I want to hear your perspectives first before I get into a bit of a conversation. So you believe there's multiple gods, right?
I don't believe I don't believe there's multiple gods. You can believe in whoever God you want to believe in. If that's your belief, then that it is.
It kind of sounds like you can believe in whoever you want to believe in, but then it takes away from truth, right?
Yeah, it does take away from the truth, but the truth is you know who you are, and the truth is you know who you believe in, and that is the honest truth. If you don't believe in God, you don't have to. You can believe in everyone else that is other than God. You don't have to just believe in God. You can believe in anything.
What if you believe that you yourself are God?
What do I believe in? I believe I grew up in a Māori whānau. All I grew up is tangies and everything. And I honestly, my personal self, I don't believe in God, but I believe there is an afterlife and there is something more precious to life than just doing everything.
So if you believe there's no God, but you believe there's an afterlife, how do you believe that?
How do I believe that? Because, bro, I do love them. Like, they're honestly deep and meaningful questions, and I love it. Bro, that is a good question, bro. That is a good question. And bro, you do. And, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. Bro,
yeah, nothing wrong with that. It's just a conversation.
Bro, 100%, bro. I love it. I love getting on with anything, bro, but I just...
So I guess maybe if I could just rephrase that question, because most people believe that if there's an afterlife, then they believe that there's a God because it's something that we don't see. It's a realm that we haven't yet kind of stepped into.
That realm is what you want to make it to, what you are. Your realm doesn't have to be going up and praising God and seeing God. Your realm is who you want your realm to be and what you make it to be. Your realm just isn't... Your realm is you, pretty much. It is your spiritual and mental self of what you want in life.
So I got a question. Oh, okay. So let me ask you. You said you believe in heaven, right?
Yeah, I do. 100% believe in heaven, and I also believe in there's a hell because like if you've been growing up and you've been treating people like terrible, obviously you don't.
I like how you held back there. Good man.
Yeah, like you don't deserve to be upstairs. Like everyone sins every now and again, but as long as you pray to God for your forgiveness and like that, because He's a forgiving man. I believe He's a forgiving man. Because like I've done some bad stuff in my life, and I always go upstairs. I'll be like, yo, I'm sorry for doing this, sorry for doing that. But like I feel like if we go upstairs, He's just gonna judge you by your heart, not what you've done, what you've grown up. Because people grow up in different areas, grow up in like I don't know, where people have always done like either drugs or like.
If I could just push back a little bit on that, right? Yeah. If that's okay. Yeah. All right. So people say God can be whoever you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if I give you my position, then you can push back with me. All right. So
What do you believe in?
So I believe in that there is only one God, there is only one true God, and that cannot be changed. And people will always say, I believe in cows, I believe in my... What if I put you through a test? Is that all right?
Go. Yeah.
Okay, so this is my test. You believe in heaven and hell, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so there's a way to find out whether you're going to heaven or hell, right?
Oh, I'm not ready for that.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
There's a way to find out in whether we're going to be, to determine whether we're going to be going to heaven or hell. So then, what if we do a test that comes from the Bible, so to speak? Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not judging you. I'm just sharing this as honestly as possible. All right, awesome. So, if I was to use the 10 Commandments to judge how you are, so if we're going into a courtroom and we're gonna judge you according to your moral standards, then let's give this a go, right? You believe you're a good person?
Yeah. Right now, no. Nah, let me say something. No, but I've been going through some stuff, and the boys tell me to pray to God, but like I don't want them to see me how I am right now, because like I've been going through some right now. For some stuff right now that I'm like not proud of. I've been doing some dumb stuff, but like if I was to go to heaven right now or hell, I'm not gonna lie, I'll end up downstairs instead of upstairs because, before I was broken, I'm not gonna lie, I was the nicest person and treated everyone with respect and everything like that. But lately, I've just turned cold-hearted and just like everything's like, I don't want to do anything with you or stuff like that. So if I was to go upstairs right now and get judged, He will send me down because I've been treating people like terrible.
All right. So my thought is, if you believe that you will get judged according to your actions and what you're doing right now, and if you go upstairs, they're going to be judged, you're going to be sent to hell. So then, what do you do?
I'll probably just ask him, like, do I get judged for the last couple months or do I get judged for my whole lifespan? Because if I get judged for my last couple months, I'm definitely going downstairs. If I get judged for the last couple years of my whole life, definitely, I believe I go upstairs. Yeah.
Okay, well how about if we use your lifespan?
What do you mean?
Well, how many times have you lied in your life?
Quite a while. Quite a lot.
How many times have you stolen in your life?
Oh, I've never stolen, but I've just lied about small stuff. Like if I'm happy, I say no, even though I'm like hurting inside. Or if I lie, like it's like, I don't know. I just don't want to disappoint the person that I'm lying to. But if I was to go upstairs, like yeah, definitely he would be like, just should have told him the truth. You should have done this. You should have done that. But then I'm just there like, yeah, but I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, or like, I don't want them to judge me like I'm like they're gonna think I'm a bad person and they're gonna push me away from them.
Maybe if I'll fast forward it. So if we base our standards and our morals by the 10 Commandments, we all fail. I fail, you fail, we all fail.
Yeah.
So when it comes to stealing or telling lies or committing adultery, so committing adultery, Jesus says it's not just sleeping with someone, but if you've already looked upon a woman with lust, you've already committed adultery in your heart. So what I'm saying is the Bible already gives a big standard. So we've all failed. So that means if we go into a court of law and we get judged by the judge who is just, then we're all going to end up in prison, right? Yeah. But there is a penalty that needs to be paid, and it already has been paid. Do you have any idea of how that was paid? I'll get back to you.
If you mean like a penalty, maybe he's looking upstairs already, judging everyone, and he's like, if your path is chosen that way or this way, and you've chosen the wrong path, and you're just gonna experience like either heartbreak, depression, or like everything. If you start stealing when you're younger, maybe he's gonna show you like this is where you're gonna end up, and then who knows, you might get locked up, but then you're gonna be like, oh, you start thinking and everything, and then when you get out, you never know, you might just end up on a whole nother path, a good path.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because with this penalty, it's like trying to pay a debt that we can never pay.
Yeah.
And every time we try to pay it, it just keeps accumulating and gets bigger and bigger. So this is what God done, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the camera was there.
That's okay. But this is what God done. He sent his son to die on the cross. His name is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He came to die on the cross for our sins because all of us, we can't make it through that court case without being found guilty. And the reason why I say this is because we all sin and we all fall short of it, and we all need someone to help save us from our sins. And that's why Jesus died on the cross. Not so much so he can bang on your head and make you feel religious or whatever it may be, so that he can establish a relationship with us.
But I've been through stuff that, honestly, I'm only 20, and 20-year-olds shouldn't have gone through it, bro. I've lost best friends, I've lost nieces, I've lost nanas. Like, I know people have been through it, bro, but it has changed me to who I am today, and I believe my intuition it's not my God, but I trust my intuition a lot more than what I would, and I never believed in God.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And okay, yeah, sure.
I went to the toilet, but I'm back now. Can I just say, if you believe in God, it's either you were brought up when you were younger to believe in there's a God. Like this fella here, he grew up in something else. So that's why he doesn't believe in God. But there's other people like islanders and stuff like that always believe in God when they're growing up. But like, when you get to that age, like I am now, I mean, I'm not that old, I'm like 20, but like still, you get to this age.
A long life ahead of you.
Exactly. It's a tad bit different to that guy, but like I agree with him when you look in the mirror and you question yourself. But then once you look in the mirror, you got to look upstairs as well. You're going to be like, yo, am I doing the right thing? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's so wrong? And then maybe he'll send a signal to tell you which way to go. Or maybe he'll just put it in your head one time when you're sleeping and you just wake up and you'll be like, nah, I'm going down the wrong way. And you go this way. But as I was saying before, like when you're born and you grow up in like either a Christian, Mormon, or like Catholic family, that's all you know from birth. And then when you get older, you're gonna meet people like gay people, trans people, and then you're gonna be like,
oh, that's the trigger word. That's the trigger word. Don't say that.
Sorry?
I'm joking.
Nah, my bad. But like, just as soon as you meet those people, you're just gonna like, you can either relate them to yourself, and you can be like, yo, maybe you're right. Like you do find love, but like sometimes it's not with a different gender, it's with the same gender. But like at the end of the day, like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say, it's a bit iffy. But like if you go upstairs, I hope he doesn't judge you by like certain moments in your life. I hope he judges you by like the whole.
Well, if I can break that down, right, I'll do it real simple.
Yeah.
God will judge us across our life, right? And that's the reason why we need a savior, because if we were to be judged of our whole life, we will all be found guilty.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe a good way to try and understand is to seek for yourself, because I went to church, but I drank drugs, everything when I grew up, right? But the thing is, I went and found understanding for myself, not because of my parents, but more so because I wanted to know for myself, what is truth? What is God? What's this? What's that? And so what I want to do...
It's alright to question, though, It's alright to question because, like, you grow up and you're like, oh, maybe this way wasn't right, maybe this way's right, and then you realize,
Bro, is your intuition telling you that it wasn't right, bro? That is your intuition, bro.
So, just to finish your thoughts.
Oh, it's just a bit iffy because like some people like this guy won't believe in God, but later, bolt. But then there's some people like myself. I believe in God, but like even though if you go down a path where you're like you've given up on believing and stuff like that, then you just realize like if you're looking, you're alone and you like need someone.
Yes.
Someone's always upstairs ready for you, no matter what. So that's why I believe God's real, 100%. So like, it's okay if this guy doesn't, but like, everyone's different. Everyone's different. That's the end of the day. Everyone's like their own person. But like people that grew up believing in God will lose their self because they start questioning everything, and then they're gonna realize they're gonna be like, yo, nah, God is real, you know, and stuff like that. And then when the time comes where you go upstairs, you're gonna be like, yo, have I done enough goods or bads? But like if you've done enough bads, like I'm sure He will forgive you if you like go up there and you just tell Him your story and stuff like that. Because I feel like He's a good listener, but like.
Well, I'll tell you what, God is a good listener, and then He saw that we were very sinful people.
Yeah.
And because He listened, so He sent someone, which is Jesus. And the reason why I keep going back to this point is because if you go up there and stand before God, you will be guilty on every count, on every charge that's placed against you, and we all will be. And the reason why I share this is because the only way to get to heaven is to cross that bridge, which is called Jesus Christ, that allows us to have a relationship with Him. So hopefully this helps you build a bit more of a relationship with God.
Can I just say one more thing? Like, you know, everyone, Islander, everyone, Christian, Mormon, everyone, I'm pretty sure Mormons, I'm not 100%, but every Christian knows, like, Adam
They're a bit questionable, but anyway.
Yeah, you know the Adam and Eve story? I feel like, I don't believe it's false, but I believe it's, like, somewhat misguided over the years, because I feel like if He's so forgiving for everyone, like, Eve done something she wasn't meant to do, obviously, but we all do that. I'm sure if, like, later on in life, she would have went up there, asked for forgiveness and stuff like that, and then I feel like it would be different.
What gender was Eve? I'm playing with you.
Gee, Eve was female. I know there's people out there that are they and them and he and her, but like, you know, she was female. There's no Stephen.
So you're triggering people, man.
Gee, I always trigger people. That's why that's one of my biggest sins. I always get pronouns wrong. But like since when sorry, also I'm not gonna
Well, you only need to know two.
You're right, but my friend's right behind you, and yeah, he's got a sibling that's staying them. But anyway, yeah,
It's okay.
Yeah, it's hard because I'm friends with people that believe that they're they and them, and
It doesn't mean that you can't love them, you know. Absolutely, of course.
I'll still have their back when it comes time. Like time comes when they're down and dark and stuff like that. I'll help them get out, and I'll just show them a way, like not my way, but I'll show them a way to get from darkness to happiness.
What's the way?
Gee, this is some deep questions, Al.
Well, you're telling me you're showing them the way. Which way? I'm curious which way you're showing them.
Well, to be honest, you know the fella that was just here? I'm not gonna lie, I was in a dark place before. We were pre-drinking and I was having some deep conversation with everyone. And I was like at the verge of like going upstairs straight away or downstairs, either way, but like they talked me out of it and they were like, nah, stop it, you got a whole life ahead of you and all this other stuff. So now I opened my eyes and I was like, yeah, you're right. The only person that can judge me is upstairs, not anyone down here. Like, sorry. If they want to give me names and stuff like that, it is what it is, isn't it? But as long as you and the man upstairs are true to yourself, like deep down, then you're all good when you go upstairs.
Thank you for the conversation.
Oh, my guy.
Awesome.
I'm sorry my friend didn't
No,
shake your hand.
hey. No.